It's the day after Thanksgiving, and you've had your fill of football, food, family, and what have you. So we're going to move on to talk about something completely different. You've heard the phrase, "Is there a doctor in the house?" from old movies and what have you. So we're going to talk about doctors for a few minutes and how they pertain especially to the light sport community. Some of you in light sport aircraft may not have a medical. I don't. After 45 years of aviation, both general aviation, military aviation, and commercial aviation, I stepped away for a few years, happy to not have to see an FAA examiner every 6 months. And getting back into the light sport community, if you will, the main attraction was I never had to see another FAA medical examiner again. I have no physical reason not to, but I just got tired of the threat of an FAA medical examiner saying, "Ooh, maybe we should run this by Oklahoma City." Now, some of you may have had another issue, a medicine that you may be taking that give you pause to go see an FAA doc. And I fully appreciate that. I know friends that have been down that road. And lots of times when dealing with the FAA, medically speaking, you're guilty until proven innocent. Say a heart attack, say an event that caused you to lose consciousness. You almost have to prove to the FAA that it'll never happen again before they'll give you back your medical. Something you just can't do. So it behooves you, perhaps, to gravitate to a light sport aircraft where you don't have to deal with that side of the FAA. And understandably. So here you are in your light sport, and off you go to fly with nary a worry. And that's where you make the mistake. Because just because you don't have a medical, and just because you don't have to go see an FAA doc every 2 years or 3 years or whatever the regulation may state, you still have to look at that guy in the mirror and decide now, every day, if you're fit to fly. And just because back in the old days when you had a medical, it didn't relieve you of that duty. But people being people, if you say, well, I'm going to go get my physical in so many days, months, years, you can sometimes say that relieves you of that responsibility to maintain and monitor your own health, even though it didn't. But now, without a medical, you're even more responsible to keep an eye on you. And I speak now, knowing well what I speak of. I am currently dealing with cataracts in both eyes. A few months ago, I went to have my glasses prescription adjusted, if you will, and I was told quite abruptly, well, there's nothing we can do about your glasses. And I said, what do you mean by that? And the tech said, we can't do anything with your glasses. You need surgery. And I said, what do you mean by that? And she said, cataracts. Your cataracts, which I've known for a while I had apparently gotten to the point where they had to be removed. causing me a degree of concern because I was on the verge of buying my light sport aircraft. And then further conversation with my eye doctor told me not to worry, buy the airplane. Cataract surgery is relatively routine, painless, and generally very successful. So I have 4 Bravo Lima, my light sport aircraft, and I'm scheduled for cataract surgery in January. But I have been flying with little or no problem and little or no major difference to my vision until a few days ago when I woke up and the intermittent cloudiness, what I call the Vaseline effect, in one eye or the other suddenly became very apparent in both eyes. So now I had to, no pun intended, look at myself in the mirror very honestly and say, I can't fly today, tomorrow. I don't know, because this cloudiness has come and gone. And now it has been for the last several days significant. So for the foreseeable future, which I measure in days, I'm not flying. It's a no-brainer. And we all know that because every time we get into an aircraft, we are tied to the success of that flight, and we don't just stand idly by the side of the airplane as it goes. So we're really foolish if we lie to ourselves, whether it be a vision problem, pain in our chest, any kind of joint pain that limits our movements. We don't fly, folks. We just don't. And the fact that we don't have an FAA doc to go to and consult shouldn't change that. We still have a primary care doctor that we can consult with, but where the rubber meets the road, when we get up and we evaluate our fitness to fly, we have to be honest. And that occurs every day. Excuse me. Regardless of whether we carry a medical or not. And because we don't, the greater responsibility lies on us. And it doesn't matter whether we're solo or we carry that extra passenger. So keep that in mind. We have to be honest with ourselves. We are the doctor in the house. Nobody else. Short and sweet. So keep that in mind when you fly. And at the end of every video, I say fly safe. Even more so, now it really means something. And keep that in mind when you go fly, before you go fly. A couple of other notes. This is a short video because it's a short and sweet subject. A couple of other things. First of all, I'm pleased that our number of subscribers is steadily going up, which means that viewers that drop by the website and then to the YouTube channel like what we're doing. And so I like that, which means subscribe and share, which is a good thing. I'm also working hard at opening a store, which means you're going to be able to buy various items. I'm going to concentrate on t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, baseball caps that carry the logo of the Light Sport Air Force or that of the Arizona wing for those of you folks that live here in Arizona. The destinations now, because of the cataract obstacle, are going to be slim for a couple of months. If I hit a spate of days where my vision comes back to what I consider normal and safe, then I'll try and visit a few airports here in Arizona and give you a report on those. But only if I consider it safe. So, with that in mind, and viewers in the north and the northeast, you're probably not doing a lot of flying right now anyway. If you look at the national map, here in Arizona, not too bad. Good time to fly. At any rate, like I said, subscribe, share, and if you are flying, fly safe.